Darla. Well, today is October 19th, 2020, the day for the crochet along. Now, I may have discovered something interesting once I had completed the scarf, and that's what this video is about today. The hat will be later on in the week. Probably break the hat into 2 different videos because this one was a little long. You could always fast forward it, right? So yeah, watch to the very end. I'll be wearing the scarf in the very end that I made today. And I'll link the first video that I made announcing this crochet along down below. I had uploaded that on Friday, and it shows the scarf and the hat I had designed, and I showed it in 2 different yarns, 2 different colors, etc. So yes, if you would like to join along in this crochet along, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I have a whole list of names. Thank you all so much. So excited. All right, let's just get into it. Let's go right now. This is the yarn I'll be using today for this crochet along. It is Sweet Roll by Premier. 245 yards, 140 gram ball. I got this from Hirschner's. It's a 4 weight. Recommended hook size is 5.5 millimeter, but I'm using a 6 millimeter. And the colorway is Pansy Pop. Look at those gorgeous colors. All right, let's get started. We are making the scarf first. Okay, I've pulled the yarn from the center of the ball, and it starts with white, so that's what we're starting with. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a chain of an even number plus 1. So my chain is 150 plus 1. So let's do our chain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do the rest of the chain off camera. All right, I have my chain of 150 plus 1. Now for the first row, we are going to make single crochets all along the chain. This one does not count as a loop or as a chain. So from the second chain, 1, 2, we're going to make single crochet. We're going to make single crochets all the way along this chain. And you will have 150 single crochets. So how are you all doing? Did you have a good weekend? I had a pretty good weekend, got a few things done, got some ink for my printer. I have a Canon printer that my sister-in-law gave me for Christmas a few years ago. Excuse me, and wow, 2 cartridges, $90. Yes, very expensive. But they do last me quite a long time because I don't do a lot of printing. So I hope you all had a good weekend. And I so hope you enjoy this crochet along. Okay, so we're going to continue with the single crochets I don't want these videos to be too long, so I'm going to finish the single crochets off camera. Okay, but this is how it looks. Your single crochet, this is your first row in the scarf. Now we're done our first row, which is the single crochets. Oh, sorry, we're not quite done. We have 3 chains left, so just put your single crochets in those to finish off this row. Okay, now we're going to chain 1. And we're going to turn our work. Oops, sorry, bumped the camera. Okay, so in this very first stitch here, we're going to make a double crochet. We're going to make a double crochet in every stitch along this row. Because I'm filming, I'm looking over the camera to look at what I'm doing. Looking in the camera every few seconds to make sure I'm still in view. That's how it goes when you're filming. So I'm going to continue on with these double crochets. The next row, I'm going to film the whole row as I do it. Don't worry, don't leave me now. It's not a hard row. But this is supposed to be a crochet along, but I don't want these videos to be 6-7 hours long, right? Okay, so this is our row of double crochets, which is row 2. So continue on with that. I'll meet you at the end of this row. All right, I'm still working on this row. I just wanted to show you where the colors are starting to change now. I'm going into the gray. I'm not color controlling this at all. And I like the long colors. Is that what you call them? No, the long, how the colors are so long rather than little spurts of colors for something like this. Of course, you know, whatever your preference is, certainly that's fine. So I'm continuing on with this gray. This is really nice yarn to work with, this sweet roll. I really love it. This is the second time I've worked with it. The first one was Sweet Roll Frosty. This one is Sweet Roll. It's very beautiful to work with, as you can see. It just glides along, and it's soft. Not overly soft, but it is soft. It is soft. So I'm going to finish this row of double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of it. Now we're at the end of row 2. We just have one more stitch left right here. You're going to put a double crochet in there. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1. All right, now this row, the third row, is a little bit, a little fancier, but no worries, it's easy. Okay, so this is where the design is going to come in. Okay, so first thing, right in this very first stitch here, we're going to make a single crochet. in that very same stitch, we're going to put a double crochet. Okay, that's how it looks. We're going to skip the next stitch, and then to the third stitch, we're going to make a single crochet. And in that very same stitch, we're also going to make a double crochet. Skip a stitch, go in the next one, single crochet, double crochet. And that's what we repeat for this row. Skip a stitch, go in the next one, excuse me, with a single crochet, and then put a double crochet in there. Okay, this is how it looks. We're going to continue on with that. Skip a stitch, go in the next one with a single crochet. In that same stitch, put a double crochet. Skip a stitch, next one, single crochet. Excuse me, I have a frog. And then go in that same stitch with a double crochet. Skip a stitch, next one, single crochet. Same stitch, double crochet. So let's just continue on with that. Single, double, skip, single, double, single, double. This yarn is a dream to work with, I tell you. This sweet roll, it's very nice. I plan on getting more in the future, maybe different colors, just to try them out, see how they work up. A couple of my beautiful YouTube family said that this hat and scarf set would be beautiful Christmas gifts, and I must agree. Christmas is coming. I mean, it's October already. Yes. Well, you know, there's those just because gifts we give to people. So, something like this, a hat and scarf set. You can give to somebody just because you love them, you were thinking about them. I'm really liking this gray. It's a soft gray. So this is how this row is working up. Okay, let's continue. Skip. Go into the next one, single crochet, double crochet in the same stitch. I hope you all have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, or maybe, depending on what time of the day, maybe a glass of wine. Just relaxing, crocheting. Actually, I read online that it's been proven that crochet is therapeutic. I imagine knitting is as well. It's therapeutic. And the satisfaction that you feel when you've completed a project. Am I out of camera range? Sorry. It's just feels so good. Feels so good. And to be part of this fabulous yarny community you know, I love seeing other crocheters' projects, other crafters' projects. I love seeing them. I love to see the yarn you use. I love to see if you're a paper crafter, I love to see the papers you use and the colors and just everything, the techniques you use. I'm still learning things about crochet. You know, it's like, oh man, did you do that? How did you do that? You know, we learn so much from one another, and that is, oh, that's just so enjoyable, and I'm so thankful to all my yarny sisters and brothers. I learn from you. I mean, little techniques I never thought of. I'm like, wow. And sometimes it's like when you're showing your crochet and you mention I did this right here, I don't even know if you realize sometimes that there are people out there who have never seen that before, even though they've crocheted, like myself, for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years now. It's like, do you realize that you just taught me something? Skip and then go into the next one. Single crochet, double crochet. Hope I didn't make any mistakes as I was blabbing. Oh dear. Yeah, when I joined YouTube, I had no idea it would be this wonderful. The people would be wonderful. You know, I came on here thinking, you know, I could show some people some things that I made. I follow quite a few other crocheters and crafters, and I love to you know, shout them out by showing off something that I've made that is from a tutorial that they've created, and, you know, link them below so that they can have people go over and check them out, because I'm sure there's things that other people, like I said, show in their videos, other techniques and things that you've never seen before. There's just so much to learn in this world. So much to learn. So, even though this world is going through some really crazy times, it always does, but this year is just very different. There are still good things in this world, and we have to look for those good things, right? We have to make a point of looking for the good. You know, you could have a really bad day, really bad, but you know what? There are some good things. You just have to look for them, and then be grateful and thankful. And love one another. That's a huge thing. Oh, love conquers all. And for those of you who have welcomed the Lord into your heart, wow, I just encourage you to just try it. Don't say, "Oh, that's not going to work for me." Okay, I'm not here to preach to you. But the peace is amazing. It's amazing. Okay, we're almost at the end of this row. Woohoo! You watching to make sure I didn't make any mistakes with all my yapping? Skip. skip one right there, go in the next one with a single crochet and a double crochet. Skip, single crochet, double crochet. Just stretching out my back. Have you ever done a tutorial? It's a little different than just sitting there on the couch crocheting. It really is. But it's fun at the same time, and I love doing it. Okay. All right, so here we are. Okay, right at the end, you should have one stitch left. There's nothing to skip. Just one stitch left. Just make a double crochet right into that. All right, now we chain one, we turn our work. Okay, just adjusting myself here. Okay, here we go. So this is the row. Isn't that pretty? That is row 3. Now we're going to go on to row 4. We've chained our 1. Now into this very first stitch, we're going to make a half double crochet right in there. Half double crochet and then chain 1. And then we're going to skip this next stitch, and then we're going to go into this next stitch with a half double crochet. I think it's easy to find the one we go into because it's a big space, right? So go into that one with a half double crochet, chain 1. Skip this one, go in the next one, this big opening, with a half double crochet. Chain 1. Go in this big opening with a half double crochet, chain 1. Go in that big opening with a half double crochet, chain 1. And this is how it's working up. You have these bumpy stitches here, and then we have these windows. Okay, then continue on with this. Go into that big space with the half double crochet, chain 1. That big space there, half double crochet, chain 1. Okay, let's just continue doing that. When I get to the end of the row, I'll show you what to do there. Okay, in that big space, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1. Am I whispering? So close to the camera, I'm trying not to talk too loud. Too loudly is the correct way of saying it. According to my school teacher back in the day. So how's that looking? How's yours looking? Right into the space, half double crochet, chain 1. Half double crochet, chain 1. Half double crochet, chain 1. Ooh, the next color we're going to be going into after this gray runs out is so pretty. I know a lot of you like the next color or love the next color. Actually, I love it too. But my favorite is royal blue, but the next color is right close behind. I'm getting a little hot, so my hand isn't, or the yarn isn't sliding along my hand and my finger as well. Okay, half double crochet, chain one, go in that space, do the same stitch all the way along this row. So I'm glad so many of you have joined me in this crochet along. My goodness. The list is long, and I'm really, really pleased and happy and thankful. And, you know, so many of you have joined. There's a whole list. Whole list. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let me look here. Okay. Half double crochet, chain one, go in that space, half double crochet, chain one. Yeah, so when I was making this scarf, you know, I don't know, some of you are designers, and sometimes you end up frogging because you're like, oh, you know, I wish I would have done that row again in this section, and kind of frog things, and yeah, it's like, oh, sometimes it takes hours, unless you're somebody like, I won't mention any names, but sometimes she just gets up and decides, okay, I'm going to make a tutorial on this today, and she just crochets it and does the tutorial at the same time, and it's done, and it's beautiful. Oops, sorry, I think I'm way out of my camera here. Sorry. Okay. It's the same stitch we're doing along here. So just keep doing this half double crochet, chain one, skip stitch, go in that big space, same as always. Oops. Half double crochet, and chain one. Getting close to the end of this row. Stop talking and speed it up, right? Sorry, people. Sorry, my beautiful YouTube family. This is my first crochet along. And I know normally people, you know, do all the rows, and you crochet along with them, or you speed them up because you get the gist, right? And yeah, and you could have sped up this row if you wanted to. It won't hurt my feelings. Takes a lot to hurt my feelings. If I just choose to not be hurt by little things in life, you know, and then, yeah, anyway. We're almost to the end of this row. Please comment below if my blabbering bothered you. I hope not. But if it did, it did. Let me know, you know. Okay. I hope I did all my chain ones as I was doing this. Yes. All right. Looks like I did. I do like to check back every now and then. That way there's less to frog. if you've made an error. Almost there. Okay, this is row 4. Okay. Did I do my chain one there? Yes. Oh, did I do a chain one here? Doesn't look like it, does it? Okay, there, I could show you how easy this is to frog. It just really frogs quite easily. This yarn. Okay, do the chain one. You probably were all yelling at me, "Hey, Darla, you missed the chain one." Okay, so we're at the end now. So we have this one that we skip, and then we have one left. We're going to do the half double in that one. All right, and we chain one. Now, this is how your row looks. Or your pattern so far. This is how it looks. All right. Oh my, this is going to be a little bit of a long video. All right. Now this bump here is not a stitch, okay? Okay, so now, let's see. We did our half double, right? Okay, now we're going to chain one. We're going to turn our work, and then we're going to put a single crochet right into that first stitch. Okay, single crochet. And then we're going to put a double crochet in that same stitch. All right. Now what we're going to do here is we want to skip a stitch. We're going to skip this right here. And then in this is our chain one, I believe. Is that our chain one? Am I talking nonsense? When we work this way, no, it's not. Chain one is actually, I think here, but okay, just ignore what I said. Okay, so this stitch here we're going to miss, and we're going to go into this one with a single crochet and a double crochet. Okay, so when you look at this and you see this half double, just go on the other side of that where this stitch is. Make your single crochet and double crochet in there. And this is how it's going to look. Because what we're doing is we're lining up this and this. Okay, because these are the same stitches in different rows. And we're just lining them up. Okay, so go into that next one just past this double crochet. Make your single crochet and your double crochet. We're going to continue that for this row. Okay, skip this double crochet, go into this stitch here, which may not be a stitch. We're going to make it a stitch. That's a single crochet, and then we put the double crochet in there. That same spot. All right, right here. we're going to do that all the way along this row, which is row 5. Okay, I'll do a few more because this is a crochet along. I want to crochet along with you, or want you to crochet along with me, both ways. Okay, so a single crochet and then the double crochet. All right, so then single crochet, double crochet. Go past that half double crochet, which I may have called a double crochet back here. Sorry, it's a half double crochet. You know you made half double crochets in this row. All right, a half double crochet. Go in this one, make a single crochet, and then a double crochet. Single crochet, double crochet. Single crochet, oops, double crochet. All right, so this is how it's looking. And we're still in the gray. I don't know what color you're in, but I'm going to find out because you're going to send me pictures, email me pictures once your hat and scarf are complete. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the yarn you used. I can't wait to see the colors you chose. Oh, it's going to be so exciting. And then you know I'm going to pull a winner for a prize. I'm not going to base who wins on what I think is the best work. You know, everybody's work is the best as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not a professional. I don't expect anybody else to be. You do what you do, and I love everything you do. I'm choosing the winner from the list of names who participated. And so I'll be writing them down on, I have them written down already, but I'll be writing them on paper, and I'll be individual pieces of paper, cutting them or whatever. And then I'm going to choose a winner. Yay. All right. So look, we're going into the purple now. Purple. And it's a beautiful shade of purple. Beautiful. Okay. Let's continue. All right. So skip that like for this whole row. Go into that next stitch. Single crochet, double crochet. Don't you love that shade of purple? All right, so I'm going to just meet you at the end of this row because this video is getting quite long. I'm actually going to have some brekkie I haven't eaten yet because I was just so excited to start this. Okay. All right, so I'll meet you at the end of this row. Excuse me. All right, so here we are at the end of row 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we continue on here, put our single crochet there and our double crochet in that same one. And now we have one left. So we are going to make a double crochet in that last stitch. Okay, now we're going to go into the next row. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, Now this row is a row of double crochets, and this just separates our fancy rows, let's call them. All right, so here we go. In that very first stitch right here, right there, we'll make a double crochet. And then we're going to make a double crochet in every single stitch, all the way across. Okay, I got a little problem over here. Just need to straighten myself out. All right, double crochet in every stitch across this row, which is row, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, row 6. Now this is a faster row. Let's do double crochet in every stitch. Now I'll just let you continue on with that. When we get near the end of the row, I'll come back and show you what to do at the end of the row. Now when you get to the end of your double crochet row, you will still have 150, if that's what you started with, for your first row, which was the single crochet row, after your +1, which was the chain to turn. You will have 150 double crochets. Okay, so we're at the end of the row, so now we're going to start our fancy stitch again. So you're going to chain 1. Oops, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to go into that first stitch right here with a single crochet, and then a double crochet in that same stitch. Oops, sorry, bumped the camera. Okay. Then you are going to skip 1, and you're going to go into the next stitch with a single crochet and then a double crochet. Skip 1, go in the next stitch, single crochet, double crochet. Skip 1, next stitch, single crochet, double crochet in that same stitch. This is the pattern we'll be doing right to the end of this row. Skip that, go in the next stitch with a single crochet and then a double crochet in the same stitch. So this is how it's working up. So what we are doing is repeating rows 3, 4, and 5. Okay, row 3, 4, and 5 is what we're repeating. So again, skip and then go into the next stitch, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. Make sure you skip that stitch in between this one, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. Continue doing that. I know this video is getting quite long, so I want to cut it short, but you get the idea, right? So just continue doing that for this row. I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, we're at the end of row 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. You'll have 3 stitches left. Skip the 1, put the single crochet in here. Okay, put the single crochet in here and then double crochet in that same spot. Is my lighting different? Sun's coming around. And then we'll do a double crochet in the very last one. I'll chain one. All right, gone back into the white. So we're going to do our half double crochet rows with the windows. Remember the windows here? All right, so very first stitch, make a half double crochet, chain one, and then we're going to go into this space here. We're skipping one, going into the next space there, making a half double crochet and the chain one. Go into this next big space, half double crochet, chain one. And the next biggest space, half double crochet, chain one. We're going to do this for this entire row, like we did before. Half double crochet, chain one. In this space here, remember we're skipping one stitch, going this into this space here with a half double crochet, chain one. Again in this space, half double crochet, chain one. Into this space, half double crochet, chain one. All right, that's how it's looking. This is your third to last row. There'll be another row of these, and then a double crochet row, and you'll be done your scarf. Yes. Okay. Half double crochet in that space, chain one, half double crochet that space, chain one, half double crochet in that space, chain one. And I'm going to meet you at the end of this row. Okay, we're at the end of our half double crochet window row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th row. So to end this, make sure you do your chain one and do a half double crochet in the last stitch. There's that one, oh, I tell you to do something, I do something different. Half double crochet. And there's a space there that you skip. All right, next row, we're going to be doing these little bumpy thingies here. All right, so we're going to chain one. This is our second last row for the scarf. Okay. So in this first stitch, we're going to put our single crochet, and then we're going to put our double crochet in that very same stitch. Then we're going to skip this stitch and go into this next one, put our single crochet and our double crochet in that same spot like we did before. Okay. Skip this one, go into this one, single crochet, double crochet. Skip that one, go into the next one here, single crochet and then we do a double crochet in that same spot. We do this for this row. Oh, what's this? Alright, so I continue on for this row. This is how it's looking. And I'll meet you at the end of this row. And then we'll start our very last row, finish it, and we'll be done. Now here we are, just finishing up our second last row. Okay, so put a single crochet in there, double crochet in there, and then this last stitch, what did I end with before? Good question. Double crochet, I believe. Okay. Now we're going to chain one. We're going to turn our work. Oh, sorry, keep bumping the camera. And then we are going to do, right in this very first stitch, we're going to make a double crochet. And then we're going to make a double crochet in every stitch. Till we complete this row. And guess what? You'll be done your scarf. The next video, which will be the hat, I will do it in 2 separate videos. That video, I plan on doing it as a complete crochet along where I don't stop the video and finish the row and then come back to show you what to do at the end of the row. So those 2 videos will be up at sometime this week. So watch for those. You know how sometimes life gets in the way? It's like, oh, I can't do it today. Or yeah, so I'm going to do those 2 videos this week. All right, so continue on with the double crochets. Till you finish this row. I will meet you at the end of this row. Now here we are at the end of our final row, our double crochets. We're almost at the end. So I'll just finish it off. Double crochet in every stitch. There's our last stitch right on the end. Put one in there and cut our yarn. We are done. We are finished the scarf. See those cute little windows in there? We're finished the scarf. Now I'm looking at what I have left in this ball. Now remember, it took almost exactly 245 yards for the first scarf I made using the Sweet Roll, Premier Sweet Roll Frosty. So I should be able to make a scarf and a hat. Now this one, this is what I have left. Okay, I just have a little bit of the white, and I have the gray, and I have the purple. So we're gonna see, is Premier gonna let me down? Or is my stitch tension different this time around? Join me for the next video of the hat crochet along that matches this and that is made from the same yarn, and we'll see how that turns out. We may both be surprised. All right, thank you so much. I will put a picture at the end of this video to show myself wearing this scarf. And thank you so much for following along with this crochet along for this scarf. And join me for the next one, which is for the hat that goes with it. Thank you.